Hi, and welcome to the Perham Show. I'm Gail Langner. Today I'm here with Sandra Weezer Matthews. Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
And we're here at the high school right at the moment. And what's your position here at the high school, Sandra?
Well, I've been an educator for about 28 years in Perham, and I'm also a speech coach, but I'm taking on a new role with students and with staff, and that is a tech integrationist. So I am kind of like between the tech coordinator and the teacher. I'm kind of the person in the middle, kind of talking both directions and helping the teacher do the best job they possibly can in the classroom with technology.
Okay, well that's great. Well, that's got to be a big job.
It is a big
Yeah,
job.
I bet it is.
It's fun though, it's exciting. It really is exciting.
Well, I've been hearing about the iPad initiative. Could you give the community just an idea of what that is?
You bet. I like to call it, I know everybody's all excited about the iPad and about Moodle and all the technology, but to me it's really a learning initiative. The teachers are learning, the students are learning, we're all getting ready. We're living in the 21st century, we better be ready for it.
Right, exactly.
And so I really like to phrase it more as a learning initiative because we all really are learning. And we're learning with the technology and the tool of the iPad and with the apps that are on the iPad and all the technology on the iPad, but also with Moodle, which is a content management system, but it's really for the teacher and the student. So it's kind of like a storage place. It's a place that teachers can access to have all their assignments, so parents can see all the assignments, the students can see all the assignments.
That's great.
And with an iPad now, every student has the ability to open that up, save whatever the assignment is, work on it at home or work on it after school or before school, whenever they have time.
Sure.
And then it sends it back to the teacher. So we're really having a goal here at the school to be much more paperless, to be much more transparent for both teachers and for parents and for staff. If you have a special ed teacher, they can easily see what's in your classroom, and you can see what, how they can help their students more. And so it's very transparent. And again, if a student's gone, they can open that up, and there's their assignment, and it's great because they can come prepared to class the next day.
That's great. So no more the dog ate my homework. That doesn't
Not
work
at all.
anymore.
Students have to be very accountable in this new system.
Okay.
And it's also, as a parent too, I have two sons, and constantly they're always in activities, and someone leaves something somewhere, and it's usually some kind of assignment. So now they can always either access it, even if they lost their iPad somewhere, it's in their book bag on the bus traveling down the road, we can still go home if we have access at home, and there's all their assignments or anything they miss or their assignments have to do for the next day.
That is
so
amazing. It's
really great. And the other thing about Perham that's a little bit different is that we've had Moodle for a lot of years. A lot of teachers have been using it. A lot of school districts in the area are not incorporating the keyboard and the iPad all together.
Okay.
They're just kind of like the iPad and not the Moodle. So when you add the Moodle, which is like, again, kind of like the web-based way to access documents and assignments and for everybody to look at what's going on in your classroom, and then you add the keyboard and the internet access and the apps, you've got something really different that a lot of schools in the area are doing. A lot of schools just have kind of like the iPad, and that's kind of like a nice tool to have, but this way it's just very transformative of what we're doing at Perham.
That is exciting. That is very exciting.
Yeah. Well, the students are excited. They're pumped to have their iPads. We gave out iPads early. We made parents and guardians and students, they came to the trainings. They got the information. They got all the materials. They had signed off on all the acceptable use policies, and so we're really trying to help parents get ready as well.
And then they will be responsible for that iPad, correct?
All year long.
Okay.
And if they're a freshman, they may have it for 3 or 4 years, the same one. And at our school, we really wanted students to have their own music, their own apps, because then they care more about it. They protect it better. They don't want to lose that tool because it's got a lot of their stuff in it
their
as well.
Own things.
So I think it's really great because you're adding the tool of the classroom and education with their world. And when you have those two together and they're not fighting against each other, they're together, I think it's going to be really exciting.
And that has got, can you even imagine how much that's going to save on books?
Oh, books and paper and, yeah. As a teacher, we were just talking, if just on day one when all the teachers give out just their syllabus.
Yes.
So all the teachers in Perham High School giving out their syllabus on first day, nobody's doing that. It's all on the iPad. And then parents can see it anytime. They can open it up anytime at home or wherever they're at. They can open it up and see what the syllabus is, what the assignments are, and everything.
That is
so
exciting.
Just even if that's the only thing, we cut a whole bunch of paper just day one.
Oh, exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. And then the parents can access that too. I love that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they will too.
Yeah. Because so many times, like what do you say, what are you doing in class? What did you learn today? What do you hear at home? Not too much. And now you can actually, well, just a second, let me go check what's going on in biology.
It is right here.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right. Well, Sandra, thanks so much. I appreciate you being on the show today. And,
Thank you.
And I'll be anxious to see what happens from here on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Wait just 1 minute. We'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back. Now I'm here with Jeff Morris. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, how are you?
And we're going to continue on a little bit with the iPad initiative that we were talking earlier with Sandra about.
Yes.
So Okay, exciting stuff. We just heard from Sandra.
Yes.
So what are you most excited about, do you think, as a teacher?
I guess just really for me, you know, in the classroom you have those kids that aren't always really excited about school, and technology is such a big part of their life now today. And I think for me to see students who haven't been engaged in school to really become engaged in the learning in school, and to see them get excited and really speak their language.
That is neat.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
it's really exciting.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
Bet you're excited for school to get started?
Yeah,
Get
we are.
going with it.
We are, yeah,
Right.
getting all
I'm
the
sure
effort.
there'll be some bugs to work out.
There are. We had our teacher training today, and already we got some bugs, but I mean, it's going really well so
Great.
far. So we're
Good.
really excited to get the ball rolling first day.
Well, why don't you tell the people in the community, just
Yeah.
give them an idea of what we're talking about. Let's say you give a quiz to the kids in
Sure.
class. What will happen then?
So yeah, I can kind of give you a picture of what 21st century learning will look like
I'd like
in
to see that.
PHS today. So
Okay.
yeah, so what I've got here is this is the iPad. This is what the students will receive. So they'll have this with the case, with the keyboard, which is really nice because basically now, instead of having a computer lab for students, we basically have every kid with a laptop. It has word processing on it. It has Excel spreadsheeting and all that. Each teacher has a board here, as you can see, and we can actually connect to it through the iPad or through the teachers each have Apple computers that can connect.
Okay.
And you can see that as I move through the screen, we can move through any of the apps. One of the cool apps that we're going to be using is one called Nearpod. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I got so many apps right now. But it's one that I'm really excited about because it's more of a presentation software to where a teacher will be able to load their presentation or whatever they've been doing the past 10 years, but now they'll digitally put it digitally into the iPad. And what they can potentially do is, if kids have 30 iPads in the classroom, they will be able to load their presentation, take over the student's iPad, and direct the learning, and really let it be. So much of a classroom for the last 50, 60 years just became kind of a one-way thing.
Sure, now it'll be interactive.
Yes, so it's going to be very interactive. The students are going to be there, right there sitting with the teacher, and it's almost like a one-on-one with every kid. What the neat thing about this app in particular is that you can do tests and quizzes, and it grades it right there. And one of the things that I think teachers and students are really excited about is that instant feedback.
Sure.
So if you get that kid that necessarily won't raise his hand, now I get that feedback from that kid immediately as he's answering the question. Did he get it right? Did he get it wrong? Why? What choice is he picking? So maybe I can pick up on some cues, and maybe he's just misunderstanding this one thing. So.
Or maybe if you give the quiz and you find out that everybody missed number 3.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can start to think, well, maybe it's the way I taught it, or maybe it wasn't a good question to ask. And there's lots of things that teachers can do and look at their own teaching and how they can do things better.
And you could actually stop and address it right then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. One of the things I think teachers or parents, some parents are worried about is, you got this technology and you've got the internet and you've got the power for kids to communicate with texting and email. Is a lot of these programs now, when I get kids logged into a classroom, I take control of their iPad, and if they try and leave the classroom, it gives me a log of who's in the classroom at what time and when they're there and when they're not.
So interesting.
You're going to really have 30 engaged kids, which
Right.
is really exciting. So one of the other things that I think would be neat kind of to show is the potential of textbooks.
Okay.
One of the things you keep hearing is people are going paperless, and Sandra talked a little bit about it. And,
Right.
And we're going to be using iBooks, and just opening up that app, what kids will have here is they have a shelf, and they will have all their textbooks potentially here. And if you think about a kid and they go through a textbook's about $100.
Sure.
And I have one of my math books that I've created. It's actually popping up here.
Okay.
We actually created this one for free. And so if you got $100 a textbook and a couple of textbooks a year, it's potentially $1,000 a kid over 4 years.
Oh my
gosh. The iPad is only $400.
Oh, there it is there.
Yeah, so the iPad's only $400. They don't have to lug around this textbook. You can see it's pretty simple, just kind of, if I can get it going here. It's got to catch up. But kind of scroll, there it goes. It scrolls through the pages. You can actually, for kids that struggle with sight, you can change the font right in here, make the font bigger, make it smaller.
That's incredible.
There's some really neat stuff.
That is incredible.
Yeah,
Good.
so just.
Well, Jeff, like I told Sandra, I'm excited to watch this and see
Yeah,
how this comes
good.
about. And I appreciate you being here today, you and Sandra both, and exciting stuff.
Yeah, thank you very
great.
much.
Great, thank you. And if you have something that you'd like to see on the Perham Show, just get a hold of me, Gail Langner. My number is 841-2094. Thank you and have a great day.